Okay, magandang araw. So, welcome to the week 9 of our integral calculus. So, our topic for this week are integration of rational function by partial fractions, and then we will proceed later on the improper integrals. So, let's first discuss the integration of rational function by partial fractions. So, ano nga ba yung mga target natin for this afternoon? So, our targets are number one, for you to be able to recognize integrands where integration by partial fraction is applicable. Number two is apply different rules in partial fraction decomposition to rewrite a rational function. And then number three is apply standard integration technique to solve for the integral of functions involving partial fractions. So we only have three objectives. Yung unang objective natin is about recognition lamang. Malaman lang natin kung applicable ba yung ating partial fraction decomposition doon sa isang rational function. Pangalawa naman is to apply the different partial fraction decomposition techniques or rules para madali nating ma-integrate on our objective number 3. So ano nga ba muna si rational function? So when we say rational from the numbers, kapag yung number system natin, if we go back to that, so pag sinabi nating rational, it is a type of number that can be expressed into fraction or a ratio. So for example, we have 1/2, we have 2/3, we have 3/2. Okay? So we have 1 over 2. Oh, sorry. Let me correct that one. So let's say we have 2 over 1. That is equivalent to 2. So that is a rational function. We have 3 over 1. Okay, that is also a rational function. Okay? So, therefore, itong mga ito, kaya natin silang i-express into fraction or a ratio. Sila yung mga tinatawag na rational numbers. Yung mga irrational naman, sila yung mga numbers na hindi natin kayang i-express into fraction like yung 3.14. So ito magiging fraction lang kapag ginawa nating 3.14 over 1 pero hindi yan kasama. Okay? Kagaya ng Euler's number. So sila yung mga tinatawag na irrational number. So ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw is yung mga rational function. Now, function yung pinag-uusapan natin. Therefore, it is an expression in terms of variables such as x, y, or z. Okay? Oops. So sabi dito, integration of rational function by partial fraction is a technique that allows the integral of a seemingly complicated rational fractions p of x and q of x to over q of x rather to decompose into sum of integrals of simpler fractions. So basically, pag meron daw tayong complex rational function such as meron tayong numerator na p of x, okay? And may denominator siya na q of x, para daw madali natin siyang ma-integrate, kailangan natin siyang gamitan ng partial fraction decomposition. Okay? Now, sir, lagi ba dapat gamitin si partial fraction kung may rational function ka? Last time na pag-usapan natin na merong mga rational functions kung saan kaya nating isolve using trigonometric substitution, using simple integration by parts, or even integration by trigonometric substitution. So those techniques are also applicable to this. Yun nga lang, kapag yung mga technique na yun ay hindi na kaya siyang i-simplify, doon na tayo magpo-proceed kay partial fractions. So it is extremely important to keep in mind that this method is only applicable to a proper algebraic fractions. Ano ibig sabihin ng proper algebraic fractions? That is when the denominator or the degree of our denominator is greater than the numerator. Or from this definition, baliktad naman ito, ang sabi naman niya, when the degree of our numerator is lower than the denominator. Kapag mababa ang degree ng ating numerator. When we say degree, ito yung highest power na meron doon sa ating function, sa numerator function at sa denominator function. So in this case, ang may highest degree ay 2 para sa numerator. So this is a second degree polynomial. Pagka naman ito, ang ating denominator, ang degree naman ay 3. So, this is a third degree polynomial. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kapag mas mababa yung degree ng ating numerator kaysa sa denominator, this is what we call a proper algebraic fraction. Okay? So kapag ganito yung case, applicable si partial fraction decomposition. However, kapag improper, paano naman yung gagawin natin? Kapag improper, wherein sa improper, baliktad naman, mas mataas naman ang degree ng denominator kaysa kay numerator. Okay, sorry, mas mataas naman ang degree ni numerator kaysa kay denominator. So, paano naman yung gagawin natin dyan? Kapag nangyari ang improper fraction, ang gagawin muna natin is we will apply yung long division or yung synthetic division to simplify our improper fraction. Let's say dito, okay? So ang gagawin muna natin is we will apply synthetic division. So from our synthetic division, 'di ba yung numerator nandun sa loob ng ating ano ba tawag dito? Okay, basta to. And then, nasa labas naman yung ating denominator. So again, under synthetic division, ang pinagdi-divide lamang natin ay yung mga highest degree. So in this case, ang may mga highest degree, highest order, or highest power ay x cubed and x squared. So when we divide x cubed by x squared, may matitira sa ating isang x. Okay? So, yan lang yung division. Hindi mo po kailangang i-divide yung other terms. Ang titingnan mo lang ay yung highest order, highest power, or yung may highest exponent, highest degree. Then, kapag ka i-multiply mo naman na siya, so, pag i-multiply na natin, i-multiply naman natin sa lahat. I-distribute naman natin to dito. We will have x cubed. Then, ito ay i-multiply mo dito. So, we have positive 3x squared. And then, after that, we will subtract it. Similar process lang naman ng mga division na ginagawa natin. So, ang may iwan dito ay negative 3x squared plus 9. Okay? So, similar sa ginawa natin kanina, look for the highest order, highest degree, or highest power dito sa ating natitira. And then, i-divide natin to doon sa ating divisor. Okay? So, we have 3x squared divided by x squared. We have negative 3 here. Then, pag i-multiply natin siya, i-distribute naman natin siya sa lahat. Pag division, again, pag division, highest order, highest power, highest degree lang yung pinag-uusapan natin. Pag i-multiply na natin siya, pabalik, i-multiply na natin siya sa lahat. So, this will become negative 9x. So, kapag isinubtract natin ito, ang maiiwan sa atin, matatanggal na itong unang term, kagaya dito, tanggal din. So, we have positive 9x. Positive because negative multiplied by negative. And then, meron pa tayong plus 9 dito sa itaas. So, ito ay hindi na natin pwedeng i-divide sa x squared kasi mas mababa na siya. So, in this case, we can now rewrite our fraction or our improper fraction into x minus 3. Then, may matitira tayong remainder na 9x plus 9 divided by our divisor na x squared plus 3x. So, ito na equivalent. And in this case, if we take a look onto the last portion, which is the remainder, this is now a proper fraction. So, pagka proper fraction na yung meron tayo, we can now apply the partial fraction decomposition to solve it or to minimize it into a more integrable function. Okay? Now, ito yung apat na case na napag-usapan natin before for partial fraction decomposition. Si case 1 and case 2 are both linear, meaning na linear, ang degree ng ating mga function ay 1. Okay? So, degree 1, ibig sabihin, the highest exponent or the highest power is just 1. Okay? So, ang pinagkaiba lang, si case 1, meron kang multiple unique linear functions. Multiple unique linear functions. Si case 2 naman, meron kang linear function na repeated. Okay? Again, si case 1, multiple unique or pwede rin namang single unique. Kung single unique yan, hindi na natin kailangan ng partial fraction. So, we have multiple unique linear fractions or linear factors. Pagka sa case 2 naman, meron tayong repeated. Repeated meaning meron tayong exponent dito sa itaas. Okay? Pagdating naman kay case 3, the difference only between case 1 and case 3 is that this is quadratic. When we say quadratic function or quadratic factor in this case, ang highest degree, highest power na meron tayo sa ating function ay 2. Okay? 2 for quadratic, 3 for cubic. Okay? And then, pagka naman sa case 4, similar with case 2, repeated pero quadratic. Yung x squared plus bx plus c natin dito ay naka-raise lang kay r. Okay. So, dito, actually, mali ito. It should have ax squared plus bx plus c. Wherein a is the coefficient of the quadratic term. Ang tawag dito ay quadratic term. Ang tawag naman dito ay linear term. Si B ang coefficient ng linear term, si A ang coefficient ng quadratic term, at si C ay ang ating constant. Dito, si B ang ating constant, si A naman ang ating coefficient para sa linear term. Okay. For case 1, ang gagawin lang natin, di-decompose lang talaga natin siya. Meaning ng decompose, bibiyak-biyakin, paghihiwa-hiwalayin, dudurugin natin yung ating denominator para maging simple siya. Okay, paano yon? So in this case, excuse me. So in this case, yung ating Rx, R of x over Q of x, it can be broken down into A over A1 x plus B1 plus hanggang sa A over AN x plus BN. Actually, mali ito. This should be number to AN. Okay? So, ang ginagawa ko para hindi malito, pinapalitan ko yan ng A, B, C, D. So, yun yung mga hahanapin natin mamayang mga variables or arbitrary constants kung tawagin. Okay? So, pagka case 1, again, pinaghihiwalay lang natin yung bawat term. Let's say, ang denominator mo may 1 over x plus 1 ka dito and then x minus 3 ka. So, these are both linear, di ba? So, ang pangyayari sa case 1, this will be rewritten as A over x plus 1. Paghihiwalayin lang talaga natin yung ating dalawang denominator, yung dalawang factor sa ating denominator. Take note, factor ito, ano? So, pwedeng ang nakasulat dun, ang original equation natin is 1 over x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay? Yan. Tapos, ito yung factor niya. Okay? For case 2, so sa case 2, ang mangyayari dito, let me just delete this one. Meron pala akong function to delete dito. Okay. Ala ko hindi siya gagana. Okay. For case 2 naman tayo, for case 2, so meron naman daw tayong let's say 1 over x plus 1 cube. So, sabi lang dito kay case 2, paghihiwa-hiwalayin lang din natin yan. Yan yung sabi ni partial fraction decomposition ni PFD. So, ang mangyayari dito, may maiiwan kang 1 over x plus 1. Okay? Magkakaroon ka ng 1 over x plus 1 squared hanggang sa mamit natin yung n na tinatawag or yung power ng ating factor, this one. Kung ito ay cube, dapat yung pinakadulo natin ay cube. Sir, paano pagka nagtugma sila? Ganito yung nangyari. Kasi possible na magkakatugma-tugma or magkakasama-sama yung ating mga cases. Hindi ko mo case 1 lang. Case 1 lang yung gagamitin natin. Let's say ang meron tayo 1 over x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 3 cube. So similar ng approach natin kanina, meron tayong case 1 at meron tayong case 2. Unique linear at meron tayong multiple linear. So, ang mangyayari dito is we will have A over x plus 1 plus B over x minus 3 plus C over x minus 3 squared plus C over x minus 3 cube. So, basically, this one is coming from our case 1 and then ito naman is galing sa ating case 2. Okay? So, ganun lang yung partial fraction decomposition and then later on, we will solve for the arbitrary constants A, B, C, and correction D. Okay? So, hopefully, na-gets yun. Okay? Now, for case 3 naman, similar lang ito ng case 1. Meron lang na bago ng kaunti. Okay? Pagdating sa case 3, quadratic term naman, hindi na linear. Unique na mga quadratic function. Let's say meron tayong x over x squared plus 9x minus 1. So, wala siyang hindi natin ma-factor into a unique linear. Okay? Hindi siya factorable. So, ang gagawin natin dito, we will use case 3 kapag hindi na factorable yung isang quadratic function. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin dito, we will just follow this setup. Sabi dito, we have A. Yung A daw natin, i-multiply natin kay 2ax plus b, quantity 2ax plus b. So ano ba yung A natin dito? So dito sa denominator natin, again, A is the coefficient of quadratic term, so this is 1. And our B is the coefficient of the linear term, which is in this case 9. Ito naman. Okay? So ang mangyayari, ang i-multiply natin sa kanya na quantity ay yung 2 multiplied by ax, so that is 1 times x plus yung ating b na 9. Okay? And then magkakaroon tayo ng second arbitrary constant. Sa halip na a2, b na lang yung gamitan natin divided by x squared plus 9x minus 1. Okay. So actually, this approach is hindi talaga siya yung original rule or case or factor or decomposition technique para sa ganitong scenario. Ginawa ito for integral. Okay? Specific ito kay integral. The original should be ax plus b lang over yung quadratic. Okay? So, yan lang yung original. Yun nga lang, binago natin kay integral para medyo mas dumali siya. Now, pagdating sa case 4, similar lang din ng problem natin kanina, i-repeat lang natin to hanggang sa ma-reach natin yung r na exponent ng ating quadratic factor. Okay? So, meron tayong 5 step. Again, step 1 is i-check muna natin if the rational function is proper. Kapag siya ay improper, we have to use long division first or yung synthetic division to make it a proper fraction. Number 2 is to decompose the proper fraction into a partial fraction decomposition. Now, actually, may hidden dito between 1 and 2. You have to simplify first or mag-factorization ka. I-factor out mo muna yung ating fraction, okay? Or yung denominator natin bago ka mag-proceed sa PFD or sa partial fraction decomposition. Then for step number 3 is we will solve for the arbitrary constant using the method of coefficient or the method of substitution. Take note, for this topic, I want you to focus more on method of coefficient. Master mo muna natin yung method of coefficient, then you can use method of substitution when hindi kaya ng method of coefficient. Pero I doubt, okay, mas madali talaga si method of coefficient. And then after that, we will now apply our integral calculus. We have to evaluate the integral or the partial fraction or the integral of the partial fraction and then simplify our answer. Basically, ito lang talaga yung calculus. Itong unang part na to, this is more of algebra. So, kailangan natin ng fundamentals of algebra dito. Now, we have 10 sample problems for this afternoon. I will be discussing 1 to 8. So, hopefully, you can try 9 and 10 at home. To continue our discussion with partial fraction decomposition. So, we have here 10 sample problems, but we are only going to answer 8. The rest of the problems are going to be your seatwork for this topic. Alright, so the first problem is we have to simplify z plus 1 all over z squared multiplied by the quantity z minus 1. Well, actually, it's not just to simplify, but we are going to decompose this rational function. So, ang unang step natin is to ensure that this rational function is a proper fraction. And that is when the numerator has a degree lower than the denominator. So, we have to check the degree first. So, ang degree ng ating numerator, so, this numerator, ang degree niya ay 1. Linear lang siya. So, ang n niya ay 1. The degree is 1. But pagdating dito sa denominator, we have z squared and multiplied pa siya sa z minus 1. So, our n here becomes 3. Z squared multiplied by z, that would be z cubed. So, since yung ating denominator is larger than our numerator, okay, therefore, we can say that this is a proper. This is a proper fraction. Okay? So kung proper fraction siya, we can proceed with the step 1.5, yung nakagitna sa 1 between 2. Ang sabi ko sa inyo, merong isang maliit na step doon that we have to consider always, and that is simplification. Now, since this is a simplified version, simple naman na ito, wala na tayong mapafactor out, we can now proceed with our step 2, which is the partial fraction decomposition. So, to do the partial fraction decomposition, ang una natin dapat gawin is establish natin anong case yung meron tayo. So, yung ating denominator ang titingnan to determine the case. Ito yung mga factors natin. Okay? So, the first part of our denominator is z squared. Then the second part is z minus 1. So, we have two parts of our denominator. So, si z minus 1, pwede natin ito sabihin that yung z minus 1 na to, this is case 1 definitely. Unique and linear kasi raised to 1 lang yan, di ba? So therefore, this is unique and linear. Okay? Pagdating naman dito sa case 2, actually may dalawang possible approach tayong pwedeng gawin dito. We can use case 2. Case 2 is repeated linear. So, kano siya naging repeated linear? Because yung z squared po na to is that is also to a equal to a linear z raised to 2, repeated twice. Pwede rin naman siyang maging case 3. That is, meron tayong a z squared plus bz plus c, wherein yung ating a is 1 and yung b at c natin ay 0. 'Di ba? Kasi wala namang coefficient. So you have two approach na pwedeng gawin dito. So unahin ko lang muna yung first approach. Kahit alin naman diyan, pareho lang ng magiging resulta. So kapag ginawa natin yung first approach, we have z plus 1 over all over z squared multiplied by z minus 1. Okay? And that is equal to, unahin natin yung unang term ng ating denominator. We have z squared and we assume it to be a linear and repeated. So kung linear and repeated siya, we have first a, ito yon. Ayan. So i-decompose lang natin multiple times yung ating denominator. Yung una, isang term na linear, then next, and then and so on and so forth. Okay? So what will happen here is we have a over z, yung unang part nito. Again, pag nahihirapan kang i-visualize, ito yung isang ginagawa ko. You can decompose it as z plus 1 all over z times z minus 1. Okay? However, since duplicated or repeated term si z, ang mangyayari dito, we will have a repeated version. So, yung a over z natin, uulitin natin yan, pero this time, tumataas yung power hanggang sa ma-reach natin ito. Kung cube yan, therefore, meron pa tayong c over z cube dito. But since squared lang, doon na lang tayo magta-terminate. Okay? And then the next part is yung z minus 1. So we have c over z minus 1. So we have now the three types of our denominator. So pwede tayong in terms of z, pwedeng in terms of z squared, and z minus 1. Okay. So this is now our partial fraction decomposition. Pero ang kulang na lang natin is to solve for the value of arbitrary constants a, b, and c. So to solve for a, b, and c, we can use two approach. Yung unang approach is the method of coefficient and the second one is the method of substitution. Mas madaling gamitin si method of coefficient. So mas madali siyang sundan or mas madali siyang gamitin, mas versatile siya compared kay method of substitution. Okay? So yun na lang yung pagpopokusan natin ngayon. So we are going to use method of coefficient. By the way, I apologize para doon sa coefficient. Para doon sa sudden cracking sound, medyo naging defective yung bagong mic na binili ko. Unfortunately, wala akong magagamit, so I had to use it. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin dito, to use our method of coefficient, actually, hindi pa tayo pwede mag-proceed. So, ibababa ko muna to. kailangan muna nating i-prepare yung ating equation. And ang gagawin natin pagpe-prepare is we will remove all the denominator by multiplying our whole equation doon sa denominator nung left side, and that is z squared multiplied by z minus 1. Okay? So, if we multiply it both sides, then this side will be c plus 1. Then this right side, yung a over c, ang maiiwan na lang sa kanya ay a, z, multiplied by z minus 1. Then we have here plus b, multiplied by z minus 1, and then plus c, z squared. And then ang gagawin natin is we will combine like terms, but before we can do that, we have to first expand this. So we have z plus 1 multiplied by az squared minus az plus bz minus b plus cz squared. Okay? So we have now here z plus 1. Then we combine like terms. Unahin ko yung mga quadratic term, which is yung z squared. So kung kukunin ko lahat ng c squared, ang may c squared ako ay a plus b. Then mag-a-add ako. So I have z naman, yung aking linear term. So ang mga coefficient ng aking linear term ay negative a tsaka isang positive b. Then, meron akong constant na negative or minus b. So, from here, we can now apply the method of coefficient. So, ang gagawin lang natin is i-equate natin yung coefficient ng bawat term ng function sa left side doon sa right side. Meaning, isa-isa. So, di ba meron tayong diniscuss ko kanina, kung meron kang ax squared plus bx plus c, 'di ba ito si constant, ito yung ating linear term, at ito naman si quadratic. Yan yung gagamitin nating mga terms dito para hindi tayo malito, ano? So si constant, si linear, and si quadratic. Now, unahin natin si constant. So ang constant natin sa right side is, sa left side rather, is 1, while sa right side naman is negative b. Ito lang. Ayan. So, therefore, we can say that our b is just equal to negative 1. Okay? Next, puntahan naman natin yung linear. Yung linear or yung first degree term natin. So, this is yung first degree. This is your second degree. Okay? So, si first degree, ang coefficient ng ating first degree, di ba may hidden 1 dyan? Kaya nga, z lang siya. So, sa left side, ang coefficient ng ating first degree term ay 1, while the right side naman is negative a plus b. But since we have a value of b, so this is 1 equal to negative a minus 1 kasi negative 1 si b. Therefore, we can say that our a is negative 2. Okay, pag nilipat ko dun si A, magiging positive A siya. Si 1 naman, magiging negative 1. And then, puntahan naman natin yung ating second degree. So, para naman doon sa second degree, so, sir, wala namang second degree yan. O kaya nga, di ba, may 0 z squared dito. O, since 0 yan, so that is a coefficient therefore ng ating c squared ay 0. And yung 0 na yan, according to our right side, that is equal to A plus B. Oh, sorry. Let me correct this one. This should be C. Nagtataka si Sir, bakit na-solve na natin kanina yun eh. So therefore, since we have a value of A, so this is 0 minus 2 plus C. Therefore, we can say that our C is a positive 2. So, in this case, we can conclude that our partial fraction decomposition, so let me just clean it up. Clean lang natin to. Yan. And then, okay.
So, isa-substitute ngayon natin yung value ni A, B, and Z, C rather, dito sa ating sa ating partial fraction decomposition. So, i-remove ko lang to. Our A is negative 2, our B is negative 1, and our C is positive 2. So, this is now our simplified partial fraction decomposition of Z plus 1 all over Z squared multiplied by Z minus 1. So, ganun lang naman kadali yung partial fraction. Now, if you want to find the derivative nito, so definitely, mas madali na siyang i-derivative, i-integrate rather, sorry, i-integrate compared sa kanina. So, dito, magle-let you ka na lang, dito, power formula na lang ito. So, if you wanna try, let's do it. So, integrate natin ito. So, we have here, first, we have the negative 2, integral ng dz over z, minus, we have the integral of dz over z squared, plus, we have 2 integral of dz over z minus 1. So, itong unang term natin, this can be solved as, lalagay ko muna dito, negative 2 ln z, dz over z, absolute value of z. Then, itong pangalawang term natin na to, we can reduce it into a power formula. That would be integral of z, negative 2 dz, which will we have negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1, which is negative 1 over z. So our second term is negative times negative, that would be positive 1 over z. And then yung ating final term, we can use let u or u substitution, z minus 1, then du is equal to zz. Therefore, this is just simply a case of integral or 2 integral of du over u, or that is plus 2 ln, ang u natin ay z minus 1 plus c. Okay? So, meron tayong dalawang nakalon. So, pwede natin itong pagsamahin. We have here negative pala pa, tsaka positive pala to, no? Okay, so wag na. Let's keep it this way na lang. Okay? So, if you want to integrate it, ito yung magiging result. Okay, so our next problem is we have here 2x plus 2 all over x squared minus 2x plus 1. Again, the first thing that we need to do is to check if this is proper or improper fraction. But since we have here a linear function sa ibabaw, sa numerator natin, so ang n natin dito ay 1. So ang degree lang niya ay 1. Itong pangalawa naman, kitang-kita natin na ang degree nito ay 2. Therefore, we can say that this is a proper fraction. So kung proper fraction ito, we can use partial fraction decomposition. Okay? So again, ang step 1.5 natin, 'di ba? After step 1, ang step 1.5 natin is to simplify our function or our rational function. So to do this, tingnan natin yung nasa denominator kasi siya yung mas tingin natin ma-simplify. So we have here x squared minus 2x plus 1. Ako may dalawang technique na ginagamit sa pagpa-factor out ng isang ng polynomial or ng specifically nitong mga quadratic na to, ay quadratic functions. So ang ginagawa ko, kinukuha ko yung middle term which is negative 2, okay? So yung coefficient ng middle term at saka yung constant. Yung coefficient kasi ng middle term or plus 1 rather. Yung coefficient ng middle term, it represents the sum. Okay? Yung sum ng negative 2. Yung sum ng dalawang factor nito. Okay? So, ano yung nagiging sum ng negative 2? Well, marami ito. So, we have pwede tayong maging negative 1 plus 1, negative 3 plus 1. Okay? Negative 1 minus 1. So, pwede ring negative 4 plus 2. And so on and so forth. So, marami. Pagdating naman kay 1, this is a product nung dalawang factor na hinahanap natin. So, we have here, ano ba yung mga product na nagre-result sa 1? Di ba yan ay positive 1 multiplied by positive 1 tsaka negative 1 multiplied by negative 1. Ngayon, kung saan magtutugma, like this one, therefore, ito yung factor natin. And this is, ang factor niya ay x minus 1 multiplied by isa pang x minus 1. Or simply, this is x minus 1 squared. So, isa yan sa ginagawa ko. Okay? So, isa rin namang approach na pwede natin gawin is if it is a perfect square quadratic, so we have here ax squared minus bx y plus bxy plus y squared. So, ganyan kasi dapat yung form niya. So, dito makikita natin na yung bxy natin, that is negative 2x. So, sabi natin, kung perfect square sila, dapat yan ay equal sa positive 2xy. Di ba pag meron tayong x plus y multiplied by x plus y, square of binomial, so we have here xy plus 2xy plus y squared, di ba? So, this is another approach naman. So, therefore, yung middle term na 2xy na yan, that should be equal doon sa negative 2x. Matatanggal na natin si x, mare-remove si x both side. Ang maiiwan sa atin is y is equal to negative 1. Therefore, in this case, kung perfect square siya, that is x minus y, x minus y. Okay? So, same lang ng kalalabasan. But this one, mas madali siyang approach compared sa sa isa na to. Okay? Kasi kahit hindi perfect square, we will be able to get it using this one. Okay? Now, since na-simplify na natin by this case, this is x plus 2x plus 2 all over x minus 1 squared. So, pwede na tayo ngayong mag-apply ng partial fraction decomposition. So, in this case, this is a case of case 2, linear and repeated. So, yung ating 2x plus 2 all over x minus 1 squared will be a over, iuulitin lang natin, x minus 1 plus b all over x minus 1. Pero dito, nire-repeat natin siya but we are adding up a power sa kanya. Power nito, 1, 2, and so on and so forth hanggang sa ma-reach natin ito. So ngayon, ito na yung ating partial fraction decomposition. So ang gagawin na lang natin ngayon is to find for the values of a and b. So in order to do that, we can use either method of coefficient or we can use method of substitution. Sabi ko nga, mas maganda, i-master na lang natin yung isa, which is yung method of coefficient. But you can also explore yung method of substitution. You substitute 0 first, find a value, and so on and so forth. So siguro, dito muna tayo. Okay? So hindi pa natin siya pwedeng gawin. Sabi ko nga, kailangan muna nating i-prepare yung ating equation. So ang gagawin natin is we will remove the denominator by multiplying both sides to the denominator of our left side of the equation, which is x minus 1 squared. Matitira sa atin, we have here 2x plus 2 that is equal to a multiplied by x minus 1 plus b. Alright. And then, let's expand this one. So, we have 2x plus 2 that is equal to ax minus a plus b. Then from here, we can now conduct a method of coefficient. So, again, unahin natin yung constant term. Sa right side, sa left side, ang constant natin ay 2. Sa right side naman is we have negative a tsaka positive b. So, ala ba tayong makukuha? So, gawin muna natin itong equation number 1. Then, let's proceed to doon sa ating first degree term. So, we have here the coefficient of x is 2. Okay? And on the other side, the coefficient of x is a. Therefore, we can say that a is equal to 2. And from our equation 1, so we have here 2 equal to negative a, which is negative 2, plus b. We can say that b is equal to 4.
So our partial fraction yung ating x, ano to? X squared minus 2x plus 1, x squared minus 2x plus 1, that is equal sa, ang A natin ay 2 at ang B naman natin ay 4. So if we want to integrate it, so madali na lang naman natin itong mai-integrate. So assuming that we have to integrate both side, sige, try na rin natin since andito na rin naman tayo sa integral calculus. Okay. So we want to integrate both side dx. Okay. So this integral, let's call it I muna. Yan naman yung ginagamit natin. This is now equal to the integral of 2 dx over x minus 1. Yung 2, alam naman natin, pwede nating ilabas dyan. Okay? Ang maiiwan sa atin ay integral of dx over x minus 1. Likewise, on the second term, we have 4 integral of dx all over x minus 1 squared. So dito, pwede tayong mag-let u. Move ko na lang po dito sa itaas. Wala tayong space. Okay? So dito, pwede na tayong mag-let u. So let u is equivalent sa x minus 1. Then our du is equal to dx. So pareho lang silang x minus 1 yung ila-let u natin. So this will become 2 integral of du over u plus 4 integral of u raised to negative 2 du. Kasi naka-squared ito. So, itinaas ni sir, naging negative 2. So, ito, this will be equal to 2 ln absolute value of u plus, meron tayong 4 multiplied by negative 1 over u plus c, or this is simply 2 ln absolute value ng x minus 1 minus 4 over x minus 1 plus c. And this is our answer for this problem. Okay, so we can now proceed with our sample problem number 3. So for sample problem number 3, we have the integral of dx all over 1 minus x squared. So, alamin muna natin kung ito ba ay proper or improper fraction. So, in this case, ang numerator natin ay ano? So, hindi siya dx. It is actually, yung dx na yan ay partner ng integral. Sign yan na integral operation. Ang numerator natin is just a constant 1. Kung constant 1 ito, therefore, ang degree neto ay 0. Ang ating bottom naman, or ang ating denominator, since x squared, ang degree niyan ay 2. So, mas mataas ang denominator kaysa kay numerator. This is a proper fraction. So, importante na chine-check natin to. Step 1.5, we have to simplify. Okay? So, paano natin isi-simplify? This is a difference of two terms. 1 minus x squared, sabi natin, yung 1 minus x squared, that can be rewritten as 1 minus x multiplied by 1 plus x. Okay? So, simplifying, yung ating rational function will be 1 over 1 minus x multiplied by 1 plus x. And using the partial fraction decomposition, this falls under case 1, linear and unique. So, ang gagawin lang natin ay paghihiwalayin natin yung dalawang denominator. So, you have a over 1 minus x plus b over 1 plus x. Okay? Then after that, we will solve for a and b using methods of coefficient. But before we do that, we remove muna yung ating denominator by multiplying both sides sa denominator on the left side, which is 1 minus x multiplied by 1 plus x. Ang matitira natin sa left side ay 1. Sa right side naman, meron tayong a multiplied by yung 1 minus x ay makakancel. Ang matitira sa atin ay 1 plus x. Plus, sa b naman, ang matitira sa atin ay 1 minus x. So, here we have 1 equal to a plus ax plus b minus bx. Okay. Pagsamahin natin yung like terms, we have 1 equal to x muna tayo. Ang mga coefficient ng x ay we have a minus b. Para sa constant naman is we have a plus b. Okay? Si a at saka si b. Okay. So now, pwede na tayong pumunta sa method of coefficient. MOC na lang para maigsi. So, unahin natin ulit si constant. So, for the constant term, sa left side is we have 1. Sa right side is we have a plus b. Wala tayong masasolve, sabihin muna natin siya na equation number 1. Puntahan naman natin yung ating first degree. We have on the right side, ang coefficient dito ng x, may x dito, pero ang kasama niya kasi ay 0. So, ang coefficient natin dito is 0. While on the right side, that is a minus b. Or from here, we can say that a is equal to b. And our equation 1 will be yung 1. Since a is equal to b, yung a, papalitan ko muna ng b, plus b. Or therefore, we can say that b is equal to 1/2. And so is a. Pareho silang 1/2. So, our partial fraction in this case will be, So, our partial fraction, palitan na natin si a, palitan ko si b. This will be 1/2. Ang pangit yata na. Anyways, okay na yan. Okay. So, ito na ngayon yung ating partial fraction. Therefore, yung integral natin kanina, let's call it I. Tawagin natin tong I. Yung I natin now will be the integral of 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 minus x plus 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 plus x close quantity dx. Or our I will be, ilabas natin si 1/2. We have here the integral of dx over 1 minus x plus, may another 1/2 tayo, integral of dx all over 1 plus x. Dito sa unang term, let u tayo. We can use u substitution equal to 1 minus x. Therefore, du is negative dx. Or dx is just simply negative du. Okay? Doon naman sa kabilang side, let t tayo. That is 1 plus x. So, our dt is just dx. Rewriting this, so wala na tayong space. Dito na lang. Rewriting this, our I becomes 1/2 integral ng negative du over u plus 1/2 integral ng dt over t. So, we have here I equal to negative 1/2 ln, the value of u is 1 minus x plus 1/2 ln, the value of t is 1 plus x plus c. So, sabi natin, kapag meron tayong ln absolute value of a minus ln absolute value of b, it can be rewritten as ln a over b. Kung yan naman ay positive, we have ln absolute value of a plus ln absolute value of b, it can be rewritten as ln a b. Okay? So yung sa pagdating sa natural log, yung minus ay division, yung addition ay multiplication. So in this case, we have factor out natin yung 1/2. Ang minus natin ay ln 1 minus x. So this will be ln 1 plus x. Yung positive ang numerator natin. Ln 1 plus x over 1 minus x plus c. And this is our answer for this problem.